The 1950s were such a great time in American history, and what was really cool is that I had older parents that were actually raised around that time. My dad graduated high school in the 50s. He met my mom in the late 50s. And in this video, I'm going to digitally enhance one of my mom and dad's photos when they were first dating. And it's really a great picture, but it's got a lot of flaws. So we're gonna work on enhancing that, first fixing it, and then enhancing it in this video. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned and we're gonna work on it right now. Let's get to it. Hey there, Steve Klein with another episode of Images in Motion, and I'm in my den now and we're gonna look at this photo right here. This is a photo of my mom, and it's next to the family cabin up here in the coastal mountains near Depot Bay. And the cool thing about this is this photo, now we remember before we did this one, let me find it. You might remember before we enhanced this one and made it into this. So it went from here, we had a lot of exposures and all this stuff, into this, where it got it really clear that we got these fender guards back, these fender protectors or bumper guards. Yeah, so that was really good. But now we're going to work on this one right here. And right away you see this photo, this crack here. We're going to fix that. So I'm going to go out a little bit, zoom in a little bit more than that. Whoa, that's too much. Yeah, that's about right. And then I'm going to go in. Okay, so now I just want to get this scratch off there. We're going to use the healing tool. Try to delicately go around this area because I don't want to mess that area up. And get that out of there. Just click in, one at a time right there, because I want the algorithm not to smear that together with the surrounding area. And so I wanted to show you this because this healing tool will do wonders. It's not perfect by any means, but you can see how it's reproducing even the roof there a little bit. Now I'm going to go out, I'm going to zoom out over here on the left. I'm going to get up here. I'm going to get all of this streak. This is an imperfection on the photo itself. Notice here that it had a chimney stack there. It made the chimney stack grow. I'm going to highlight this area, take that out. Okay. And now this looks good, right? Look how quick we did that. That was pretty awesome, right? But I got one even better than that. Before I even started, I noticed that I had a copy of this same exact photo. And while it still needs a little bit of work, it doesn't need as much work as we just did. I'm going to share that photo with you right now. First, I'm going to save this. Okay, so this was the original. Let me get myself off there. So here's the original, and here is what we just fixed. Original, fixed. Original, fixed. But I had this one here. Notice how there's no scratch here. There's only some smudges up at the top, and then there's this flare. And you might remember my dad's camera I mentioned on this roll of film, there was this, this flare right here. And so if I can get rid of this flare and then brush up on a few of these other areas, this is by far a lot better than the other one. And notice this has a lot less flaws than the other one. It doesn't have that big long streak above. In fact, it might even be a whole different angle. I mean, it looks like she's posed in the same pose. Well, let me look. Let's look at the other one. So let's go back. This one. Yeah, it's the same exact pose. This one is just, oh, you know what? This one's cropped in more. It's zoomed in more. And maybe I did that. I don't remember why I would have done that. Her foot is in the exact same place. Notice that? It's right there, and it's just crossed in the same way. She's looking at the same exact area. And there's more of the cabin there. So I'm thinking that I want to use this photo instead, but I wanted to go through that other process just to show you it's possible to clear up all those scratches. So I'm going to go through and do that with this photo, and you've seen how quick it was. So we'll be able to do that pretty quick with this one. But what I wanted to say on this photo here, it's November of 1957. So that's a little bit less, or, earlier than the January 1958. So they were going here quite a bit. And again, this is the cabin that's on the hill. It was very on the top of the hill, and it became my Uncle Jack's cabin. But here it was her dad's cabin. Her dad owned this property, and they bought it really cheap years ago and said, one day I'm going to build a cabin on it. And they did. It was just whatever they had, materials they had, and they built. They didn't really have much money back in that day. But look at this. It's a cabin that they could stay at the Oregon coast, and they could go whatever they wanted to do, fishing or crabbing or whatever. And like I said, when he moved out of the area, he gave it to his sons, and they both, one had it, this one, and they spent a number of years in this. I think this is facing the north, so that you're looking south, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think that's right. And when we were growing up, we actually, as kids, got to go and spend a lot of years at the cabin that ended up getting built farther down the hillside from this. And I remember as a kid, we'd come up to this cabin up here, and they'd say, oh, no, don't go in there. That's just an old cabin. And like it was inhabitable or something like that. Like it wasn't, or maybe it was just old and they were worried us kids would get in trouble, So we just didn't go over there. But the cool thing was it was there, and we remember walking up there and looking at it. I think this wood, there was kind of a red color, a reddish rust color to it, or maybe that was just rust, Maybe it was just rust. But look at my mom. Like, she's just like this model. And this is like really, this style is like reminiscent of the 1940s almost. And she must have had this from the 40s or 50s. I mean, this is 57 and she's wearing this, but it looks like, and maybe that was a style back then. I remember styles come in like this into like the 1980s. So it's kind of really sophisticated. And Dad was really, he really liked this car. And I don't remember if he got this from Colorado. I think he bought it in Colorado before he moved to Oregon and drove it out here, believe it or not. Again, it could be wrong on that. I guess I should have asked him. But yeah, this is, and I noticed there's a shirt in the back there hanging up. This is a really good angle compared to that other angle we saw. So let's really quick, let me open in Photoshop and let's get going on this one. All right. So I got this in Photoshop now, and let's get going. Let's get it going right now. Let's get this show on the road. I'm going to zoom in. First of all, is this the best picture I have of it? Yeah, 613K. It's really not that much as far as, but it's just black and white. And I did have the originals in TIFF, tag image format. You might remember me talking about that format, how it retains a lot more of the information. I wish I had that. Right? I don't know if I did that in this one, but we're going to work with the JPEG. That's fine. It's got way enough information that we can deal with. So right now I'm taking away these imperfections here with the healing tool. There's a little bit of smudges, but it's not nearly how bad the other one was. You might remember how that other one, we just saw it not too long ago. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on the car. Oh yeah, a lot of them here. I have this healing tool a little bit too big. I'm going to go down a little bit. Down. Healing those things. I'm being very selective of what I click and what I don't click, because I don't want to click on something that might have been a natural thing there, or a natural element. And remember, my dad had a photo album that was a black felt. I love those paper felt photo albums, but when you scan images, if you don't wipe each photo, you get this, and that's my bad. I should have really cleaned that up before I scanned them. Oh man. Okay, so right there on my mom's neck, there's a few dots from the photo album that I didn't clean up before I scanned it. That's a note to all you out there. Scan the photo, clean it up first, and then scan the photo. Okay, so now, got a little bit of something on my mom's arm there. On the car here, got a lot of artifacts here, artifacts there, artifacts everywhere. Let me go scroll down here. Gosh, I love the outfits. What happened to that classic American style of outfits where women dress sophisticated like that? Look at that. I mean, I guess it's still out there. I think it's actually coming back. I heard from someone that the styles are coming back in the, I wouldn't call it retro because, you know, styles change and they go in and out. You know, what's retro, what you say is retro today may not be retro tomorrow. It might be someone else's new tomorrow. So I don't believe, I guess I've been around enough years to know that that happens. I remember having a pair of Vans shoes in the 80s, and then those Vans shoes, I got rid of them. Just when I got rid of them, like Goodwilled them, then they became popular again. And all of a sudden people wanted them. They were paying top dollar for them. And then Vans did a resurgence, and all of a sudden everyone was wearing Vans shoes again. It's like, wow. So you just wait long enough, you know, it'll come back in style. Now there's a little flaw right up there. See what I just did there? That was cool. Oh, I should make my little brush a little bigger here to get these guys. Mainly because I'm getting a little lazy. No, I'm just joking. All right, so now that was cleaned up. That was cleaned up. I want to get rid of this. So this photo has a lot more on the right side than the other one did, but stop short here. So I want to pick this up. And what it should do is draw this window. Yeah, look at that. It's drawing that window right down there. I just have to take it one thing at a time. Just a little bit more. Yeah. And I'm going all the way down. There's a little sliver. This is just the edge of the photo. This here is going to be a little bit challenged right here because it almost looks like it blends in. So what I just did is I tried to click it and it didn't work, so I undid it. You didn't see that, but I just did an undo. Right there, I did it again. I'm not sure. This is going to be tough because see, as this blending in with this window here, this is where the overexposure is. I might just leave this on the window. It might just look like a flare on the window, and I might just take it off the door because it's going to be easier to do it that way. So let's take a look at this. Okay, maybe let me do this. Ah, that's better. Okay, so that actually did pretty good. Let me see what this does. Yeah. Again, I am not your sophisticated photo editor. I'm doing it in a way that you could do as well with the healing brush. Oh, look at that. See how good that worked? This is not by any means foolproof, and it's not like in that area right there, there was a rock eye there. It's not coming across like it was in the second before. But overall, look at that. Now I'm going to take it all the way down to here. And now it's gone. Woo, just like that. It's magic. All right. So that was an effort, but I think I'm glad it looks pretty good. It looks a lot better than it did before, that's for sure. Okay, so let's get over here. I'm going to get some of the stuff on the car, some of the paint. Let's lower my brush to size of 10, 12, 11. Get these little white dots here. There's a little imperfection here. I don't think that was a body ripple because he was pretty meticulous about this car when he first got it. Actually, I don't know if he was meticulous. I just know he usually is protecting his things, you know. Get something nice. You don't want to, now that's a door handle, so I don't want to touch that. You get something nice, you want to take care of your stuff. That's what my dad would always say. So I'm sure he had the same attitude when it came to his car, right? Oops. Okay, so right here. Yeah, one of the things that, and the weird thing is I didn't even know these pictures existed. It was almost like, you know, when someone's dating, they just don't think about things when they get older about, I mean, maybe they mention it in passing to their kids, but it's like that era is done and gone. And so they moved on. But then you do too. You know, as a kid growing up, you don't think of these things. And then all of a sudden you get to a certain age and you're going, well, hey, wait a minute. Well, what was that about Dad that he and Mom dated and they went to the beach? And then you're kind of curious about all the stories. And then you're like, where's that photo? And there's a story behind that photo. I'm not going to change the subject, or not to change the subject, but I'm going to anyway. Does anybody ever tell you that? I'm not going to change the subject. I'm going to do it anyway. I don't want to elongate this fender because it may make the fender look abnormal to what the car was. And so I'm going to crop it there. See if I can do this. I'm going to take this tool right here. Oh, it's skewed a little bit. Yeah, but if I skew it, then I'm going to get it. It is skewed a little bit. That's why. You notice right here, if I go like this, yeah. So what I want to do is I want to keep the 1957 there, but I'm going to bring it in just a hair, right about there. Image crop, done. There's a little bit of remnant down below, but I can take care of that with this tool here. Healing tool. They should call this the magic wand, because this is the magic wand right here. No, right here, where you click on it and you select certain areas. See, and then I can cut those out. That's scary. Wow, don't do that. But I think this should be called this. Where is it? Yeah, spot healer. This should be called. Oh, now I really did it. What'd I do? Okay. See, I was trying to make a point and it didn't work. This one here. Gotta get back to the healing brush. Okay, so right here, this. Oh, let me make it a little bit bigger. Because what I do is I don't use the whole thing. I use the edge of it like this, like a brush, and just boom, done. Nice. All right, there's one like there. I think this is good enough. I'll lower my brush size again. Yeah, I really like how this turned out. I'm wondering if I can use Gigapixel to enhance it, or even the Adobe built in. So let me first save it. Export the edited version of this. And then I'm going to bring this into Gigapixel. Well, actually, first, let me try this NeuroFilter, and we'll see what this looks like. Now, right away, I notice that it's not recognizing any of the faces. And so it's just going to do a photo enhancement. But let's see what it does. So this is before, and this is after. It got a little bit of the detail back. So I'm going to save that as an enhanced, let's see. So I'm going to call that Adobe Enhanced, and then we're going to bring that into Gigapixel, see what we can do from there. So that'll be the next thing we see. Okay, so now I've got it in Gigapixel. It's analyzing it. It's in lower resolution right now. I did save that as the Adobe Enhanced, which I think was, how much was that? 1.5 gigs. Okay. I don't know if that looks like Mom or not. Plus, it's not giving me a good representation of what it's going to look like when it's done. It's kind of pixelated. Let me do the 4-quad comparison. Again, Mom is at a distance here, so she is looking like she's like this. Some of it doesn't make her, it isn't true to who she is. And the facial recognition is strength is at 55. So right now it's at 55. So if I change it to 100, I don't know what that'll do. I don't even know if it's recognizing her face. That's the problem. This one does a little bit. If I go all the way down, what does it do? These don't even look like her, though. That's the thing. I think that the facial strength recognition isn't getting her because it's so far at a distance. I think it's just going to have to be what gets the picture looking the best it can be, and then seeing if it alters her face too much that I can't even do it. I don't know. Normally I go for low resolution because it brings back the reality of the. Oh, how did I miss that? See that little imperfection there on the door handle? I think it was because I thought it was a reflection of the sun. It still might be. But I should have cleaned that up because it's bothering me and it's noticeable. This right down here is more of a reflection on the car. In fact, I thought that could be the keyhole. But I think the keyholes in that, and those were on the handle itself, I believe. Yeah. Well, we can fix that later. Yeah. Let's see. What do you guys think? Thinking about HQ as being... HQ is always the high quality one is always the cross between a regular photo of what it looks like and what it could look like. This one over here, if you notice over here in low resolution, it makes the face look really clear, but what it'll do is it'll make just the face look clear. And it almost looks like someone else's face or what it thinks that the face should be. And then the rest of the body is, well, it is kind of, the rest of the body is a little clearer, but it's not as clear as the face. Now, if I go face strength down, or I don't even put face recognition on at all. Let's go like that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do both low quality and high quality and see what I like best. So I'm first going to say HQ. What does that look like? Yeah. I'm going to save it. And then I'm going to save after this saves, I'm going to save another one that's low resolution or low quality because it is a low quality technically. Low resolution. There we go. And save that. Okay. All right. Here's a moment of truth. We'll look at both of them now and compare. Okay, so here it is, the final product. We got HQ and low res. HQ, low res. Low res, when we upscaled it using the low resolution, it actually looks clearer, doesn't it? I mean, if I zoom in on HQ, Let me do this. Okay, so the one on the right, let's see, this one is the HQ. Yeah. Okay, so the one on the left is the HQ. The one on the right is the low quality. Basically you're saying that the original is low quality, and therefore the algorithm of the upscaler thinks it has to work even that much harder to upscale it. The face strength was not turned on. I didn't turn on the face strength, but you can see it did enhance the face just slightly, but it didn't work on it. What I don't like is how it made her shirt look in the low resolution, low quality. It really upscaled that a little bit too much, I think. At a distance, this is what they both look like. Zoom in on the car a little bit. See, overall, this low resolution or low quality looks a lot better to me than the other. So I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I'm kind of torn. I think I want to keep both of them, because if I keep both of them, then I have them and I can decide later, because I'm not sure which one of these I want to use for printing, for example. If I wanted to print these out and make copies, I don't know which one of these turns out better. The one that's more blended with the photo, or this one where it really enhances the details. I mean, this looks a lot sharper than this. I got to still figure out what that is on the handle there. Let me do that now. All right, so let's compare all of these photos here. And by the way, I did double check, and this right here is a key ring or a keyhole for that model of car. And it's in the other photo too. I don't know why it drew my attention for a second, but here we go. This is the moment of truth. This is before. Remember, we have all these speckles here. We got rid of all of that smudges, all of these hairs and artifacts in the screen door. There's some stuff on my mom's neck there. And then we took it from this. Oh, we got rid of this flare here. And then we cropped it and it turned into this. And we took this and made it into even more enhancements by taking it to gigapixel, and it turned into this. Where now if we zoom in, we get all that detail back. And we even got in more detail by doing a low resolution copy. It's really subtle, and it's hard to tell that very last one, but I don't know. What do you guys think? It turned out pretty well, I think, and it brought back some memories of this place that started out with just the two of them meeting up there every once in a while, going to the coast and just enjoying life and getting to know each other. And then who knew, just a few short years after this, they would be married. And then we would, as kids, get to enjoy this area because it was a family cabin that not only my grandpa owned, but then he imparted onto his sons, and then they imparted onto the rest of the family. We all got to go there, cousins and relatives and friends over the years. And what a great memory that we got to share. You know, my mom, looking at this photo here, she had 6 other siblings. I mean, there was 3 boys, 3 brothers, and 3 other sisters. So she was an older, I think she was the oldest sister, or maybe the second oldest. Anyway, don't quote me on that. But there was like 7 children. And that gave me a lot of aunts and uncles growing up on that side of her side of the family. But I also had some on my dad's side. Not as much, but it was really good. You know, it's really neat. And my dad just, you know, of course, fell in love with her. And she ended up being really embracing the family, you know, and it was really good to see. But I love this photo though. If you look at mom, like look at her, she's just like posing in front of my dad's car. I mean, probably his, you know, new possession of the car, you know, just like, oh, this is my new 1958 Ford Fairlane. You know, this is probably his first ever car, I think, that he bought brand new, and got to have his model on near the hood of his car. So I thought that was just very classy, classy American photo right there. Well, anyway, did you enjoy this photo? If you did, click the like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to see any other restorations, let me know. I'm going to continue on this series because there was a lot of photos that my dad did with this particular car. And then the next one, I'm going to do a color photo of him when they were at the beach, because like I said, they didn't use color photo film that much back in the day. So this is very rare, and it's very true to the color of what this car is. So you'll see that. You'll see a photo of my mom next to that car too. So I got both of them in color. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If it brings back memories of your own, share them in the comments. I'd love to see those memories of yours. Take care, and until the next video, I'll see you in that next video. Bye-bye.